And we're going to get started with 2 rods of light amber soft glass ephedra, and we make a nice size gather and then take it out of the flame and rotate it so that part of it hangs down a bit to create the chest. We're then going to flame cut one of the rods away and make a few little marks with Peter tweezers on each side. That's to tell us where our wings are going to go. I'm now using some clear glass and putting a large dot on the top between the 2 wings, and we're going to turn that into the bail. You'll notice I hang it upside down. That's so that the dot stays away from the body, and I can use my handy andies to make a hole between the 2. You can create a bail any way that you're comfortable with. This one seems to work well for me. I'm going to round that out a little bit. Now I'm going to make a large gather of the light amber and attach it to the side where the mark was. This is going to be the beginning of our first wing. Please make sure that the glow on the rod and the glow on the body are the same, and that will help to create a strong weld between the 2 pieces. If you just take hot glass and attach it to a cold body, you are creating a cold seal, and that wing will crack off very easily. Again, I'm using gravity to help me shape that wing. I like to use an accent color along the back and tip of the wing. In this case, I'm using an emerald green transparent. I like doing the hummingbirds in transparent, although I sometimes do my accent color in a pastel. Well so that it fuses into the wing. Now I'm going to create the head. If you notice, I pull the rod a little bit to the left as I'm adding the head on. That keeps the head separate from the body. And I guess I should mention at this point that I am left-handed, so if you're right-handed, you're going to do everything reverse with the other hand. I'm using my Peter tweezers to show me where my eyes are going to go. And I'm going to take, in this case, a black stringer that I previously pulled and put a little dot right in where that indentation is. I use the end of my torch for support. Now we're going to create the beak of the hummingbird. That's going to turn into our punty, our handle, so that we can start working on the rest of the bird. I'm flashing in and out of the flame to give me a little bit of extra heat there. I didn't like the way the taper was going, and that allowed me to get enough heat to get a good taper. And I'm now going to flame cut the back punty off so I can continue working on the bird. I'm going to switch hands. For those of you who are new to flame working, we always use our tools in our dominant hand. In this case, I'm heating up the wing and mashing it with a mini masher up and towards the back of the bird. Now I'm going to add some extra glass of the amber at the tail end. I want it to hang down sort of like a beaver's tail. Now you'll notice I'm not going to heat the head anymore, but I am from time to time going to give a little insurance heat on the wings, especially because they're so thin right now. They have a tendency to crack the next time I put them in the flame. I'm heating the back edge of the wing and cutting into them with my shears. I cut 3 or 4 times depending on the size of the wing. So I'm not going to heat that head anymore. I'm just going to be heating the wing for the time being, and pretty soon the tail, and that will stop this from cracking. Otherwise we'd have to keep everything warm all the time, and that's a little difficult to do the larger the piece gets. I'm warming up that wing and then using another rod to sculpt it and stretch it and get the shape that I want for that hummingbird wing. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and try to match the 2 wings to one another. Swipe and stretch. Sometimes you need to blow on that to stop it from stretching too thin. That's just a little tip. Now I'm heating the portion that's going to be the tail. I'm going to stay away from the rest of the bird with the flame. And I'm mashing it down gently into a beaver tail. And I'm going to cut 3 cuts in, one in the middle and one on each side. Use my pointy tweezers and place them in the groove created by the middle cut, pull out, and then pull around to round out that tail. And flame cut the punty in the front, trim off the beak, and we're done. Place it immediately into a warm kiln to anneal it. I've had some success putting it in fiber blanket and then batch annealing from a cold kiln to remove the thermal stress. If you have an interest in taking a class with me, renting some studio time, or buying some of my work, please contact me at Expressive Glass in Buffalo, New York. And I invite you to subscribe to my channel, send me some comments, and I really do appreciate you watching. Have a great day.
Kasi kami ni Sir Julius sa La Castellana, Negros Occidentals. Meron silang paninda doon na RTW. Nagkita kami doon. Tapos tinanong niya ako kung meron akong trabaho.
Invite ko siya na magtrabaho sa akin. Sabi niya okay lang daw. Payag daw siya, i-train ko.
Sa umpisa, medyo nahirapan ako. Paano mo madali yung trabaho, paano mo gawin. Kasi mahirap pag wala akong kamay, mahirap mag-adjust kung anong gagamitin mo sa pagkawak. Pero nung tumagal na, naka-adjust na rin ako paano gawin, tapos paano medyo mapadali. Gusto ko rin magkatrabaho kasi gusto ko rin makatulong sa pamilya, tapos para ma-build up yung self-confidence, tapos yung talent.
Yung training ko sa kanya, mga 6 siguro na buwan. So sa 4 na buwan niya na trabaho sa akin, mga reject lang yung mga tinatrabaho niya. So okay lang, kasi training lang naman yun eh. Hanggang sa unti-unti siyang marunong na, kaya noon, gumagawa na siya, nag-product na siya ng kanya. Hindi ko na siya tinuturuan.
Medyo nabuhay ng pag-asa na makatrabaho ulit, makatulong sa pamilya. Lang 3 araw, tapos yung motor 1 araw. 4 days bagang kompleto ko yung isang tricycle. Huwag lang tayo mawala ng pag-asa. Kahit anong mangyari, magtiwala sa sarili na meron kang kakaiba ka man sa normal na tao.